You're right guys, so today we're making Tech House in Ableton. If you want to download this project, you can get it from my Patreon. All the samples are also available in my new Tech House pack, which you can also get from my Patreon, and it only costs £6.50. Right, let's get into the video. Right guys, so all the samples and presets in this project are available to download from my Patreon. I've got a new Tech House pack, and you can also download this project separately. So first we've got this kick, quite a thumpy one. We've got no effects on it, it's simply just the kick 11 from my new pack. On the group we have this glue compressor dialed in nicely, so it's just compressing it a little bit. Oh, mouse is going a bit haywire. Then in the same group, under the same compression, we've got this bass. This is in Serum. It's presets from the Reduction Hut Tech House pack. Here we've got a Moog sine wave and also a filthy wave. I guess it's less tech house, so that's more house. In terms of this, effects, not really got much going on. Filter, just been controlled by this, going up slightly. Pretty simple really. Got this, making the bass mono, anything below 120 Hz. Got a saturator, beefing it up a little bit. Got this EQ. As you can hear, it's beefing it up in the mid section. Then we've got this EQ, and that's cutting everything at about 50 Hz. I then on the kick boosted everything at about 50 Hz. I was meant to. Yeah, I don't think I really needed to, because most of the kick bass is coming up at about that mark, so I didn't bother boosting it, but I did cut it. Yeah, that EQ here is doing nothing. Delete that. Then we've got these drums, they sound like this. Oh, this is what the kick and bass sound like together. Here's what the drums sound like. Right, so in the group we've got that same glue compressor, a bit of soft clip, doing the exact same as this one. Just gluing it all together, man. It's glue's in the name, innit? Like, just making it sound a bit like they should all be touching. So we've got two claps. This is clap 4 from the pack, no processing, doesn't need it. Clap 6. This is made a bit wider. Yeah, layered the claps because needed it to play through. Then we've got this percussion loop. This is also in the pack. What I've done here is just add a bit of something different for the listener, so it's just not a straight 16 bars of the same nonsense. I've added this little cut here, so I've cut everything, literally everything, the vocal, the lot, everything, and then I've just added this little percussion hit, sort of like a snare roll, and what I've done here is that's at normal, transpose it down, transpose it down, transpose it down, so yeah, all the way down to 8, so it goes, you know, so it just adds a bit of shock factor, something a bit different for the listener. But yeah, we've got this loop, pretty basic, no effects on it. just added a bit of rhythm. We then got this on top. Basic as fuck, just a hi-hat loop, no effects. Then we've got this ride. So this is ride 5. It's got a bit of sidechain to the kick. Oh, got this EQ, and then this reverb. Without it, dry as fuck. Too dry. Reverb makes it a bit spacier, a bit silkier, a bit like rain. Just a bit of, it's basically sort of like adding white noise or something to the track. Just helps fill out some of the spots and give the high frequencies more consistency and spice, you know. Again, yeah, this is the percussion hit. Right, then we come down to these snare builds. So this is at the intro, pretty basic. Got no low end on it, that's not doing anything, delete that. And this one. So the difference between these is this is every 16th bar bit, whatever it's called, and then this is every 32 bit, so it's a lot quicker, and then together it's like that contradiction. This is how most snare builds are made, I'll be real with you. So I've got an MPC 1655 on this one, and this also has MPC 1655, so they both got the same swing groove on them. Yeah, so that's the MIDI for them. Just quickly for the MIDI for the bass. Very basic. So I'm sticking to the root note, which is G. I'm only going up and going down. If you go too far away from the root note in tech house, it ends up sounding a bit fucking weird. So yeah, I've kept it nice and close to the bass note or the root note. So yeah, that's that. In terms of the rest of the track, what we got? We got the vocal. Delete that, it's doing nothing. So this at the start is a chop. All it's got on it is an auto filter. It's got reverb. This bit here, before the, I guess, drop, that's a reverse of that move. But yeah, pretty basic vocal really, it's just from Splice. Yeah, I got this delay, that's also just in the start, so on the build up, helps it add a bit more rhythm. And yeah, I've got compression, doing a little bit of compressing, boosting the high end. Without that, you can't really hear it. Definitely helps make it come out and be present in the mix. We've then got this auto filter, which I was saying is in this front bit. So next we've got the atmosphere. I made this in Wavetable. This again just adds something really subtle, just sits in there, fills out some of the space in like the low mids or like the mids. Again, just you don't really know it's there. It's gone. It adds a bit of movement. Bit of je ne sais quoi. Yeah, so it's got an auto pan, so making it sound move from left to right. We've then got this auto pan again, which is meant to be ducking it. Doesn't seem to be doing that much though, I guess. Who cares? It doesn't make a difference. Sort of like a side chaining effect. Ambience, reverb all the way up. Backbone reverb all the way up. These are just presets from over here. Just want it to be nice and spacey. Boost some of the high end or low high end, and then cut out all the fucking mids. In terms of the MIDI, it's just the root note and then this random note here, which you can't even hear. I've just left it in there because it just can't even hear it, can't be asked to delete it. I'm that fucking lazy. In terms of the sound, all we've got is, I think, what do they even call that? It's like a sawtooth wave, which is pretty cool. And then oscillator B, we've got a sawtooth but dragged down a bit. Yeah, what's really giving this a sound is this. If you go to the unison shimmer voices, you can either use shimmer or you can use classic. Both sound pretty similar. Both sound pretty good. So next we've got this lead, the MIDI. So G, the root note, up to like a ninth. I think that's a ninth. Whatever one is. What's that? So F. Yeah, so ninth. I think it's a ninth. Yeah, ninth. Fuck it. Eighth or ninth, something like that. Whatever one below the root note is, and then pitched up. So yeah. Long notes, short notes, skippy sort of notes going on there. And then over here again, just this sort of like Fishery inspired shit. I don't want to go like full Fisher with it, just like all that bollocks. That's been done. Fisher's done it. You're not going to do it better than Fisher, so don't fucking bother. That's my take on it. And it's been milked to death. Like, yeah, whatever. So yeah, there's his lead. It's made in Serum. It's got the FT thirds. I also use a lot of the FT seconds. I don't want to change it, but if you click that way, FT seconds. This dog tone. Again, it's just finding sort of random sounds. Got this. Changing the ASIUM, which just moves the shape like that, as you can see. Yeah, pretty basic. This is obviously moving the filter a bit. Just add some more movement. With this, I've added a bit of distortion because it sounded a bit weak. I then boosted the fuck out of the 500 range. And cut the mids. I basically did this so you can hear it in the mix, because without it, it sits really far back and it's all a bit muddy and messy. So yeah, I've really cut out the bottom. Then got this reverb to give it some space. Bit drive wise, it's a bit like ear fucky. No one wants to be ear fucked. Then we've got this noise drop. Pretty basic. This is also one of the packs that you can get from my Patreon. It's like the transition effects pack, which comes with your standard membership. Yeah, £6. Next we got this other riser. Just helps seek out at the end. This one's pretty cool. Sort of like a lasery. So yeah, it's just a laser transition and a white noise in one, and then I sidechained the fuck out of it when bouncing it down on the drop, so you haven't got to do it yourself, and just sort of steps down. And then lastly, short decline, pretty standard. Got a fair bit of auto pan on that, so I was going around the headphones. That's really basic, but yeah, with this one, with the auto pan, with the white noise, just helps add a bit of like raw confusion. You can overdo it though, it makes someone feel sick. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. If you want any suggestions for videos, please comment below. Yeah, like, subscribe, all that bollocks. Thank you very much. Bye bye.